First grade did research about dinosaurs and paleontologists. Here's a picture of the first graders working in a team as paleontologists, uncovering bones of the Triceratops. Students created their own dinosaurs. They then used Latin and Greek root words to name their dinosaurs based on their attributes. This is similar to the way paleontologists name dinosaurs. This is Rover. He's our pet hermit crab at the library. The students at Fall Creek Elementary voted on his name every time they checked out a book. We were inspired to get a pet hermit crab after reading Gooseberry Park. The students learned about a hermit crab named Gwendolyn. The students then compared the similarities and differences between the character Gwendolyn and our own hermit crab and wrote about them using a Venn diagram. After reading an awesome book written by Dallas Clayton and listening to Dallas talk to children about dreaming big, we took time to think about our own dreams and draw them and write about them. Then we added them to our dream moral. After reading Perfect Square, a book about a square that transforms into different things, students took the time to transform their own squares. Here's what some of them came up with. After reading Gooseberry Park, a group of first graders came up with their own crab adventure stories. Here they are. Enjoy.
Chapter 1. The Story Begins by Sarah. One quiet day, Quentin, Gwendolyn's brother, was sitting in his shell thinking. His brother Gwendolyn had been stolen by Stumpy's evil sister Alicia. This is where she lived. It was a deep, dark cave with two spikes, one from the ceiling, one from the floor. And then something moved outside of Quentin's bowl. It looked like a monster. And then Quentin climbed up the side of his bowl and got out. And then he saw Alicia. He rustled her and won. Soon he got Gwendolyn back. The end.
The Adventure Crab by Clara Weber. Once there was a crab, a hermit crab, who loved adventures. She read books that her cat brought her. They were all adventure books, of course. Then, one day, her cat took her for a walk. It was just a walk down the street and back to the house, though. A bat followed them into the house. The bat's name was Murray. He only ate junk food. He was staying in the basement while they were there. He stayed with 3 squirrels. Their names were Top, Bottom, and Sparrow. Top and Bottom were boys, while Sparrow was a girl. Their mother had left during an ice storm. Her name was Stumpy. She was friends with Gato, the cat. Gato liked squirrels, but not to eat, but for a friend. After a lot of worrying, Stumpy came back. The end.
The Super Crab by Jake. The golden shell is in the evil clutches of Dr. Crustacean. It's up to Super Crab to save the Shell City. Back at Crustacean's laboratory, the shell is now on Dr. Crustacean's back. Super Crab grabs the shell, and Dr. Crustacean closes the porthole. Super Crab is trapped, but he uses his giant claw and wins. The alternative ending. And grabs Dr. Crustacean's head. and throws it. Then Dr. Shell's big slimy hands try to hit Super Crab, but then a gigantic coral tree falls and the golden shell is in the air. And Supremo Crab gets it, the real end. Now
Marta's Adventure by Grace. Marta, a crab, a baby crab, had a golden shell. She lived in the nice tropics, but one day she was kidnapped by someone from California and sold her to a pet store. She was locked in a cage, but then a nice old woman named Elizabeth E. Morton bought her. The woman was very nice, and they lived happily ever after. The end.
Second graders reading James and the Giant Peach compared the characters Aunt Spiker and Aunt Sponge. This book was illustrated by Lane Smith. Students used their descriptions to come up with their own drawings of what Aunt Spiker and Aunt Sponge would look like. After kindergartners shared a story of Kitten's first full moon, a kindergartner captured the kitten's adventure in her own drawing. Flotsam is a wordless picture book that received a Caldecott Award. Students gave meaning to the saying, "A picture's worth 1,000 words," by coming up with their own dialogue. I'm scared. What is this place? Who am I sitting next to? What's staring at me? Interesting, I say. Interesting. He looks weird. I wonder what I'm going to do with him. I wonder what he's going to do with me. What are you? Thank you for writing the Fish 101. What is all this stuff on me? What's that robotic fish doing here? I'm the King Octopus, and I demand more ink. One more story, please. Why is there a fish in the fish tank when they're in the sea? After reading Catie and the Sunflower, students learned all about Vincent van Gogh and his techniques. They then made pictures of their own using a technique called chalk painting. Students used bright, vivid colors, much like Vincent van Gogh did with his sunflower paintings. Have you ever tried to set music to your favorite read-aloud? If you take the book The Whale Song and the song God Created Whales, composed by Havanas, and play it just at the right time, you will hear the whales right when Lily sees them. Some books come with their own fun sing-alongs.
There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die.
Think I'll cry.
But it's only a fly.
Oh my.
She gulped it out of the...
Kindergarten read the book Alphabet City and then used their bodies to create their own letters.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
students at the Fall Creek Library have the option of writing their own book and leaving it in the library so that it may be checked out by other library patrons. Each book receives its own barcode and spine label so that it may be successfully placed within circulation. I hope you enjoyed viewing these fun projects we've used with books. These projects can be adapted and used within your own home. Remember to read together this summer and have fun. Here's a list of 10 great reasons to read with your child from the Family Reader Partnership.